Hey, what's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe, and this is Wake Up Legendary. This morning, we have a guest from our community who is he's a kindred spirit in the sense that he is a construction worker, and he's also somebody that we can all learn from as he's going into multiple niches and is building his business in a exciting way that's both exciting to him, and I think we're going to find it exciting as well. So all the way from Denver, Colorado, my man Garrett Nelson, welcome to the show, brother.
Good morning.
Hey, you're welcome, man. Thanks for coming on. So part-time construction worker, am I right about that? Are we kindred spirits in that sense?
Well, sort of. I'm a field engineer in that space.
Come on, man. Just call yourself a
construction
worker. You know what I mean?
Sure. I don't do as much of the hands-on stuff. But yes, same industry. We do a lot of precast work. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. I think it's a fantastic trade, whether you're swinging a hammer or whether you're sitting in an office looking at drawings or engineering structure or whatever, inspecting. I mean, it's a great industry. And quite frankly, it taught me a lot alongside of my father, a lot of important skills about the value of hard work, the value of taking pride in your work. And the difference between the yahoos and the sort of, cut the corner type guys out there and the people who do the right work and do the right thing. So I'm sure that you've seen it all in that industry, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So what brought you online? Was it COVID? I guess you've done a little bit of Amazon or something in the past. Give us a little bit of backstory.
Luckily, fortunately for me and my family, COVID didn't really hit the construction field. So we never really slowed down. I mean, we might've slowed down a little, but so we were deemed essential. So, I had a job. I was still going to work every day. And honestly, nice. I feel kind of bad because my life didn't really change all that much. And it just drastically killed other people, unfortunately, but so I was blessed in that way for sure. But no, I turned 35 and this was just kind of my turning point. All of a sudden, I just kind of woke up and I said, you know what, this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like I've been wanting to take this serious, learn how to actually provide for myself and not have to rely on an employer. I want to create that, like everyone says, I want to create that financial freedom for myself. I want to create a financial future. And I don't have to rely on anyone else. I don't have to rely on hoping, I save enough in my 401k, So actually probably for the past 5 years, probably about 3 years ago, I started doing Amazon. What's the word I'm looking
Amazon for?
FBA. But so I was doing private label and started creating some of my own stuff, and it just turned out to be a nightmare. And then unfortunately I had some product that I had created and COVID hit, and I have yet to get that product. So that was, I think I put that order in about 2 years ago. So, and hopefully I still get it and I can make a little bit of money off of it, but I wasn't taking it super serious. And then, like I said, I turned 35, I'm still 35. But I turned 35 last October, and just, that was it for me. I said, I am getting serious. I'm doing something for myself. And, I'm done just like putting my toe in the water. I'm just jumping in. Wow. So I tried a few other things, and then I found you guys, and it's just kind of taken off from there. It's been awesome.
So really what clicked when you ran into our stuff?
Well, first of all, I mean, everyone, says the same thing. Dave, you're awesome, right? Like you can just tell just from watching those intro videos and learning about the program. You just tell that you're a real guy. So I see a lot of value right off the bat in that. And then I'd also kind of been getting, because I had no idea what affiliate marketing was. I learned a little bit before I found you guys, and then when I found your program, started going through it. I said, oh yeah, this this feels right. This feels good. And, just the community, just everything that comes with it. I mean, the advisor, that blew me away. That's a really great touch, I think, that this business has, and or that your business has, and bringing people on. It was just kind of empowering to me. It felt like people really wanted to truly invest into me, as well. If I invested in myself.
Who is your advisor?
Bonnie, excuse me, Bonnie.
Oh, she's incredible.
Bonnie's awesome.
It's interesting, man, that you say that, because I would say that the overwhelming experience is positive, simply because we don't, we have over 10,000 people that take our challenge each month.
Mm-hmm.
And if you compare that to complaints that we get, wherever those complaints may live, they're minuscule, they're minimal. So overall, people have an overwhelming positive experience with the advisor, with our advisors. Others, there has been random comments online to where people are like, well, they try to get you on the phone and sell you stuff and whatever. What do you think? Why do you think people's reaction, they react like that? Why do you think I just find it interesting that it was such an overwhelmingly positive experience. You saw so much value in it. What do you think's different about you than somebody who comes in and says, well, I'm offended that they offered me something else to buy or whatever?
Well, I might have an opinion that maybe is not super PC. I guess to dance around a little bit. I think that people, a lot of times, like Legendary gets promoted as, it's $7. It's a great price to get in, and the value that you just get just from doing the 15-day challenge. If you know nothing about it, even if you already know stuff about it, you still get really good value out of it. And for whatever reason, it's that people they just think that, wow, for $7, I'm going to learn everything there is to learn and start making money, overnight. And I feel like it's just kind of become a mentality as internet, as making money online has kind of started blowing up, and everyone's doing it. And there's thousands of different ways you can make money online. It doesn't have to be affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
But I think as it just becomes more and more popular and people see more and more people doing it and all their success that they're having, I think it has just become kind of like, oh yeah, I can do this and I'm going to make money overnight because I've seen all these other people do it. And then I think as soon as people are hit with the reality of like, oh, like I need to invest, I need to actually invest in myself. I need to invest financially and, time and whatnot. But financially, I need to invest in myself to actually learn, to get knowledge. I mean, unfortunately, knowledge isn't free. People's time isn't free.
So I'm curious what your non-PC answer is. Just curious.
Well, I think it was just the way I was. You're making me. I think it was just
on the spot.
The way that my, I attribute a lot of it to my dad and like just taking responsibility for yourself and for reality, right? And I don't know. Maybe I'm 35. I feel like my wife thinks I get grumpier by the day.
Me too. No, I do. My wife hasn't said that, but I believe I'm getting grumpier by the day.
Yeah.
Here's my perspective. Let me let you breathe, and here's my perspective on it. Is that people who are offended by people having a sales system are, like a system of selling, which is so present everywhere. You know what I mean? Typically complain about the same things over and over and over again, everywhere. Right. It's like, oh, I can't believe Apple is trying to get me to buy another phone, right? It's like, I'm happy with my iPhone 5, right? And it gets self-righteous about it and wants everybody to know and feels as if they're getting taken advantage of, like the world's out to get them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they waste a lot of energy being mad at other people being creative in figuring out ways to succeed.
Right.
And so they get mad at that because they feel I don't know, maybe that's just like you said, the way that they were raised. They were given a pair of glasses early on in life to where everything you see, and I'm using this as an analogy because it's kind of like the way we see the world. Everything you see is I got to judge it. I got to judge it.
Right.
I got to judge it. Well, he's a good guy or a bad guy, or they're good people. That's a good thing or a bad thing. When really it's just people being creative and figuring out ways to succeed, ways to move their life forward, grow their business.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, when we started having advisors, people get on the phone, absolutely we want to sell more of our product. What company doesn't, right? And we also understand that in order to sell more of our product, we need to educate more. We need to build deeper relationships.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be there to answer questions. We can't just expect people to just come to our website or attend a webinar or jump on watching some video and just automatically buy just because we're great people. We need to invest time. And so as a company, we made a decision that we're going to come out of our pocket. We're going to lower our profit margins, our potential profit margins, mm-hmm. and pay these advisors to be able to educate, build relationships, build trust, and then help somebody decide whether investing in their education and getting more serious about this is a good decision. But here's why your comment just struck me interesting, just because it's a mindset. You're a successful guy at 35. You're already successful in the as a construction or building engineer, and now at 35, you've already started other businesses, Amazon. Now you're taking your affiliate marketing business kind of to the next level. And that one comment that I got value from the advisor. It's like nobody comes into, nobody's reaching through the computer, holding a gun to your head and saying, Garrett, get out your wallet and give me your credit card numbers. You're in full and total control as a responsible or somebody who takes responsibility for their life and their actions of whether you give somebody your credit card information or not.
Absolutely.
And you can take as much of their time as you want to take to get all of your questions answered. And if you choose not to take that time, or you give in to somebody influencing you to do something, mm-hmm. then that is likely a pattern of people pleasing or letting people push you around that's probably present in other areas of your life, to where sure, you're going to feel like a victim like that. You need to learn how to stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. This is the real world, right? But that's a bit of my perspective about why I think, quite frankly, people succeed and don't succeed, is because I can either view situations. When I walk into McDonald's, I can get offended if I order a cheeseburger and I just simply say, I would like a cheeseburger. And then they say, well, would you like fries with that? I can go, did I say I wanted fries? Did I say I wanted fries? No, I didn't want fries. I just said I wanted a fucking cheeseburger, right? Mm-hmm. I can get all angry and offended by that question, or I can just say, no, thank you.
You know what I mean? I think people have a hard time. Again, you said something really interesting there. I mean, people have a hard time saying no. I have a hard time saying no. Sometimes I don't. It's again, I don't want to make people feel bad, but then I got to remember, like, am I really making someone feel bad? Like they get no all the time. Like I shouldn't have to feel guilty about saying no to something that I don't want. But I'm just like everyone else. I get sucked into that. But at the same time, just say no. Like if you're not comfortable with it, just say no. And then another reason, just to go real quick along with that, is I think value, like that's super important. Like, right. Like, so someone wants to know if I'm going to reach into my wallet and spend money, I want to make sure I'm actually getting real good value. And as much as you put online, like you know, in your program, as much as you show online exactly what we're going to do, you can't show the program, right? You can't show the blueprints. You can't show all of that. So,
Yeah.
you know, before, and even for me, I was a little like, okay, like I really, you know, I feel good about this, and that's fine with me. I'm going to go for that. And then when I got in, I was like, great decision, right? Like, okay, yes, I knew there was going to be value, and now that I'm in, I see more value than I was actually expecting. But you know, to people's point, it's difficult to see that value before you actually really get it, right? So
As with anything in life,
yeah, and
right?
it's just it's a choice that I guess you just got to be comfortable with making. But I understand it from that point of view. It's not
Totally.
fun. It's not fun investing money, especially if you've gotten ripped off in the past, right? Like that's a
Totally. And that's understandable. And I was just on the phone with somebody this morning about a watch, and I said, hey, if you send me the watch and it's got a bunch of scratches on it, it's not as described, do I, and you're sending it across the country, what do I have an ability to be able to send it back and say, hey, I don't want this because it wasn't as described? And they were like, yeah, we give you 48 hours to do that. And I was like, awesome. 48 hours is way more than enough time
right. You're gonna know
for me to decide whether I have buyer's remorse or take a look at the watch and say, hey, is this watch as described? And I think the same thing goes with training. The same thing goes even with a college course. If I enroll in a college course and I can walk into the room, which, college courses, there's no refunds on that. You know what I mean?
right.
As a matter of fact, student debt is the only debt that is not even forgivable in a bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Right. So you're pretty much screwed. But I mean, for the most part, like go back to the training program. I can buy a training program and I can log in and see, is there meat? Is there potatoes? Am I going to learn something here? Do I have the ability or the potential to be able to make my money back and more? And I think the answer to that is yes. If you have any sort of common sense, you can. Now, buyer's remorse is a different thing. If you're somebody who has buyer's remorse and you make it other people's responsibility to, make up for your sort of inability, your kind of, compulsivity, right, of buying something and then feeling, well, that's not other people's problem. That's something that, you know what I mean, you need to take responsibility for. But anyways, speaking of investing and then building a business and making your money back and making a profit, you have kind of taken the bull by the horns and you're running. You started, and I guess are still dabbling somewhat in make money online niche, but you've also gone into the health niche. Talk to us about sort of this journey, how long it's been since you've kind of really started into action mode, or when you bought our blueprints or whatever and kind of said, oh yeah, I'm going to take this serious. And then what's happened since then on the journey.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, I think I got kicked off with you guys back in early middle of January, right after the new year. And, I pretty much was on board with the blueprints as soon as I was introduced to them. So I got going right away, and then, yeah, my main thing right out of the gate, I mean, I think that's what a lot of people struggle with being brand new, is there's just like, I mean, there's just a vast amount of information, to go with affiliate marketing. Like you can get so lost if you let yourself. So it's just like, I had to just like, all right, what am I going to focus on? What do I want to do? And as I learn more about it, I like, that's fun for me, like learning the tools that you need to use, like that, or that you need to use, right? Like most tools that people use, like a funnel builder and things like that. Like when I learn about those things, I'm more techie. So I was like, yeah, I think I want to like be able to teach people how to use this, because I like teaching people things, and this stuff is fun for me. I enjoy that. And yeah, it could be fun as I learn how to make money online. Let me show people how to use these tools. So that was my decision into like really going forward with the make money online niche. And then, I that was kind of, I built that around my personal brand. Right. And I went pretty hard. I didn't take TikTok as serious at first. But then that's where, I've done pretty well. And I'm nowhere, near compared to these other creators on there. Like I've done fine, but uh, once I took TikTok serious, I really started to see a lot of results from that. And I was like, oh, okay, like this is really working. So I built
Right.
my personal brand. That's my face, that's my name. I built that around myself, and I've been going pretty hard on that. And then I recently took. I had about a month that I kind of put pause on everything,
Hmm.
and I just needed. I had some personal stuff going on, and so I took a month off, and then and I came back, and that's I think I mentioned that earlier, but that's one of the things I love about this business is like it doesn't go anywhere. Everything that you've what I heard someone say this the other day, and I really loved it, but it's like um, no, I'm forgetting now. So if I think of it, I'll bring it up. But basically, everything that I've built, it's all still there. All that work that I've put in. Now
Yeah.
you can build momentum, on TikTok, things like that, where you're needing to post every day. So I guess I lost a little bit of that, and that's okay. But everything, all the stuff that I built, all the funnels, and it's all still there.
Yeah.
Which it's awesome. It makes it to where like, yeah, if I gotta step aside and do something else, I can. Um, so anyways, I've been getting back into that. TikTok hasn't been my primary focus, and I've been wanting to branch out into the health and wellness niche because I've always been interested in doing that, and I
Mm.
wanted to create a health and wellness use built around a business brand, not me be the face of it. Uh,
Yeah.
and part of that was because I also realized, well, where do I want to, like, who's my audience? Where do I want to promote this? What's my kind of strategy behind it?
Hmm.
Um, so Facebook was kind of the first thing that kicked off for me because I've had some success in Facebook with some advertising, and I thought, okay, I have learned Facebook advertising. Well, I know some about Facebook advertising. It's a crazy animal, but I've had some success there. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep I want to keep working on that. So I thought, all right, if I'm gonna do health and wellness and I'm gonna focus on Facebook advertising, Facebook in general, who's my audience on Facebook, and that's gonna be probably primarily more women. Um, and so I thought, okay, I don't need to be the face of a mostly women's type of niche, right, in the health and
Yeah.
wellness. So I said, okay, I'm going to build a this around a business niche instead. So anyways, that was kind of my transition into that. So I still am doing both. It's difficult, especially while I'm still kind of part-time working, and I'm married, and I have a 3-year-old, about to be 3-year-old son, and he's a terror. He's awesome, but you
Yeah.
know, it's just life. You do it around life. It's just the way it is. But that's kind of I think the health and wellness was always something that I really wanted to do, and now I'm just getting to the point where I'm starting to really kind of build that infrastructure to where I haven't even really launched it yet. I mean, I have stuff that's live online, but I haven't done any advertising for it yet. I'm just still kind of building it, building affiliate programs, and building drip sequences, and so I'm still very heavily building that side
And
of it.
your goal with that um is to sell is to do affiliate marketing, or you're going to sell physical products or digital products. Explain to us sort of what the vision is for this Avio or Avio living.
It's like Aveo, yeah. And on
Aveo.
that word, I just was like sitting. I was like, I need something for my brand name, and I was like, that sounds cool. I'll go with that.
Nice.
Um,
Aveo. No, I
it,
like
it,
it.
it actually
It's
it actually
very
it's
simple.
like
It's yeah, it's great.
doing yeah. So anyways, um, oh, I've just lost track of it.
Well, I asked, what are you going to do affiliate
Oh,
marketing with that,
so
or are you going to do digital products with that? What are you going to, how are you going to monetize that brand? Sort of
yeah.
what's the
So
plan?
my plan, my primary go to is going to be affiliate marketing. So I've reached out to a lot of affiliate programs and I'm focusing primarily in organic, clean products, and it doesn't necessarily have to be food. And I'm still tweaking it kind of day to day on what I don't know if I've narrowed down, niche down enough yet, but I am focusing on organic and clean,
Mhm.
and then more dedicated towards women, and then So yes, I'm primarily focusing on the affiliate side of things, and initially, I would like to build the brand and actually create something. But yes, that's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on kind of creating blogs right now, which is new to me. I am not a blog writer by any means. I've hired some outside work to help me with that because I just that's tough for me. Uh, and being creative, like making websites, that's my brain doesn't think that way. I can build the website. I can't. It's hard for me to be creative and make it look pretty.
Yeah. So I want to just give you some kind of added value here in terms of what you're building, and it may be useful because sometimes when you look at other things that are kind of successful, it can help. So there's this company called the Penny Hoarder, and they're actually a St. Petersburg, I believe. I believe they're located here in my town, which is how I know about them. I've got some friends who are friends with the owner. And the reason why I bring this up is because it's a non-personally branded company that does about, the last I heard or knew, which was about 3 or 4 years ago, they were doing about $20 million a year in affiliate income. Okay. In affiliate income only. So they don't sell any of their own products as far as I know. They may have recently come out with something here with this academy, but but from their base foundational business is affiliate marketing. And what they've done is they've basically taken this blog and they have kind of mimicked the Forbes or the Business Insider model, to where you basically just flood the website with as much content as you possibly can, with the goal of obviously ranking that content on search engines. So when people search for it, you have a chance to be able to come up in those first couple of spots and get traffic to that blog post. They also have gotten really good at running advertisements to sort of blog posts / advertorials. And what an advertorial is, really, an advertorial is kind of like a bridge page, but it's sort of disguised in the format of a long form kind of article or blog post. I would say they're less advertorial ish and more just they run traffic, highly targeted traffic, like Facebook ads, for example, to blog posts that are age specific. So, for example, they'll take a 7 things you need to do, 7 mistakes 35-year-old men make with their money that costs them 50% of their retirement or whatever, right? The important part there is the 35-year-old,
Right.
If you're do 7 money moves to make before you're 35, or if you're 35. And they target those to people on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and to people who are that age. And it's like, shit, I'm 35, is it odd or is it God? How did this come across? And it's like, well, they're targeting you, so they've gotten really slick and highly targeted with their advertising, and they'll send you right to a blog post. And if you go to their blog post, right, you can see first and foremost, they'll have usually will have, this is not one of them. Let me go in here to make money, side gigs. So need extra income, take your pick from the top 25 side hustles of 2021. So usually we've seen this type of content, Garrett, right on TikTok, right? Like, the best side hustles for June 2021, right? And a lot of different sorts of YouTube videos, but these guys do it in the written form. And throughout these articles, you will see affiliate links scattered all throughout these links. And all you got to do is you got to just kind of scroll through these links and scroll through these articles, and you'll see them, and you'll also find their their affiliate disclosures and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But it's really an interesting business model. Takes quite a bit. I mean, it's absolutely a investment. They've clearly built the company up to lots of employees, and they probably outsource and have in-house writers and stuff like that.
Right.
But it's something to look at for that particular model of blogging, doing affiliate marketing. As you can see right here, here's their affiliate marketing disclosure right up at the top of the article. Some of the links in this post are from our sponsors. We provide you with accurate, reliable information. Learn about how we make money and select our advertising partners. And that's a clickable link that you can go over here and you can kind of read. So anyways, kind of an interesting resource and an interesting business. What comes up for you as I'm showing you this and going over this?
That's honestly, that's pretty much my strategy right there. I've basically built a site on Shopify. I tried WordPress and my head about exploded. So I said, I'll just create one on Shopify. And I've only put like 3 blogs on there so far, and they don't even have any links in them. I primarily did that just to start, basically have something to show so I can get accepted into affiliate programs, right? So I can be taken serious. Yeah, there you go. So whole still a work in progress, but yeah, my goal is essentially to do just what you were showing and start saying like, hey, look at these, these are top 10 companies, organic cosmetics that, whatever. I'm not going to try and come up with a copy right off the top of my head, but yes, that's awesome, because that's exactly, kind of my long-term goal is to start driving traffic having a funnel and having a sales funnel and things like that is still in my my strategy there. But essentially driving traffic, whether it's Facebook and a Facebook ad directly, or hopefully, organic SEO traffic, and ranking, and drive people to my blog, and then drive them onto either a sales page or to, ideally sign up for my email list and then send them on. Right.
And you can see that they're doing, like, I just randomly clicked on an article here under the debt section, and you can see that they're very cleverly also building their email list. So here's a company that's not just acting as a middleman with content, but they're also building an email list and building a audience of subscribers and readers that they intend to bring back to their site over and over again. You can see all of these. For example, as you read through this article, first determine how much credit card debt you have. You can do this using a tool like Credit Sesame, right? Well, of course, you can click on that link, Credit Sesame, and that is 1000% going to be an affiliate link. And you can, of course, scroll down to the bottom of Credit Sesame and see Become an Affiliate. That would be how you would sign up for that particular affiliate program, if you're wondering. So a lot of times, if you're looking to start a business like this, basically a written content heavy business, you can find a comparable business like this one, and sort of get started finding affiliate programs by simply looking at some of the affiliate programs that they're promoting.
That's exactly what I've been doing. I've been spying on a lot of different websites.
And they're pretty easy to find. It's just, you got to look at the difficult part is determining if this blog is highly lucrative, right? Like, for example, the Penny Hoarder, I know that these guys are highly profitable, they bring in a lot of gross revenue, I would assume, because they don't have any hard cost in terms of delivering products. It's just staff overhead that they're highly profitable as well. But yeah, I mean, and I'll click on their Instagram account. So they've got 199,000 followers on Instagram. They're building the social properties as well, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
This is this is probably one of the best examples of a blog-based affiliate marketing business that exists out there. And one of the other things that's interesting and everybody should remember is it's not always a good idea to only study, other examples in the niche. When I got started, I actually studied people in the sort of like pickup in dating and relationship niche. Not because I was a client or a customer in that niche. I wasn't. I had a girlfriend who's now my wife. There was just some absolutely fantastic copywriters and marketing in that niche that I was just enamored with, right? I was just absolutely blown away and so I modeled a lot of their headlines and angles and even page designs because I could bring it into the make money online niche, which was a completely different niche, and it brought something. It didn't look regurgitated. Sometimes people all gets incestuous. Like Matt and I were actually just talking last night to several people who, actually even some of our critics, who's just kind of funny, copy our stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just blatantly copy our stuff, and there's no real originality to it. You know what I mean? Which is, it's fine. It's, unfortunately, a lot of people were kind of taught that from ClickFunnels, like just funnel hack it, which a lot of people took as just copy it, right? But my point is that for you, if you're in the health niche, you can come into this particular blog, which is even in a different niche, and sort of model and get inspiration from headlines. Mm-hmm. Or like these guys are some of the best headline writers that I've ever seen before. Like if you want to just get absolutely fantastic, and you'll see that a common pattern with the way that they write headlines is using specific numbers. Like you can see how to make money fast, 32 ways to add money to your bank account ASAP. Our favorite, 32 ways to make money. How to make money online, 31 simple ideas to cash in on. 3 legit car wrap advertising gigs, plus common scams to avoid, right? So there's also, if you study or even quickly scan, you can see a pattern that is clearly a winner, right? So you can repurpose that to even if you repurpose it in the same niche, but particularly in a different niche, you could repurpose that, and it would, it's a great way to find a unique advantage because you have a chance to stand out more because where you're gaining your inspiration is not from that exact niche. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. I'm definitely going to be looking at these guys. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm glad you brought that up because that is something that, when I'm doing my research and I'm trying to think of, especially copy. And like I said, I've been trying to outsource some of that just because that's not my natural go-to. But yeah, I mean, just why wouldn't I go check and see successful affiliate marketers? But who cares if it's not in the same niche? It's all about wording. It's all about how do you phrase how do you grab their attention, right? And yeah, what's that look like? What does that success look like in other areas? So that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, and there's so many great tools. Also, if you guys are on a budget and you wanna create content, I created a program called the Omni Branding Formula, and we sold it a bit more in previous years than we do now. Just because we try to put as much in the blueprints as possible, so we don't have a ton of one-off products. But one of the things that is so doable and is really so smart is to repurpose content. So, for example, if you if you have a topic and you write out bullet points of what you want to talk about, you can speak that into a Google Voice. There's a tool on Google Voice. I think it's Google Voice or Google Transcriber. You can just pull up a Google Doc literally, and there's a little button there somewhere at the top of the document. Where is it? I'm not sure if anybody's ever used it before. Tools, maybe it's under, yeah, voice typing. So I'll show you here. For those of you who are kind of balling on a budget and you're starting out at the beginning and you're like, don't have a whole lot of money to spend on other people creating things or doing things for you. You can go here into a Google document, pick tools, voice typing, and I can click to speak. It wants to use my microphone. And as I'm speaking, it's actually literally typing there. My hands are free. It's typing there for me. And what I can do is I can speak out my content, which ultimately I could also, if I was using my face, put on to YouTube. Or if I wasn't using my face, I could speak out the content and then I could have somebody edit it, right? Which is a lot kind of easier and cheaper than having somebody create it from scratch, or I could edit it myself. And then if I wanted to then take that content and put it on in video form, I could hire a voiceover person to just, to deliver that content. And then I could post, like in the case that you're using a female or marketing to females, you might have a female spokesperson. You could hire somebody to then, deliver that content in video form or audio form or whatever, right? But as you can see, I'm sitting here talking and it's literally typing here right in front of me. It's pretty cool, right?
Cool. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyways, I'm ranting here. But if somebody was sitting on the fence, dude, and wondering, hey, should I get involved in Legendary? Should I invest in myself? I mean, even whether it's Legendary or somewhere else, you happen to run with us and lock arms with us, and that's awesome. There's other platforms. We're not saying we're the only ones. We think we're the best, but we're probably a little biased. But if somebody was sitting on a checkout page here, for Legendary, or thinking about maybe investing in the blueprints, or like really kind of at that time place in their life, whether they're 35, 45, 25, 65, saying, hey, I want to, I want to get serious about my future, or I want to put more passion into what I'm doing. I want to build something on my own, whatever. And they're looking for a community and a place. I mean, what would you tell them about Legendary, and what would you tell them about kind of about making that decision and kind of following through with it?
Yeah. I mean, I think that the just the initial offering of $7 for that 15-day challenge, right? Just the value in that alone is, if that was all you did, that's worth it. It's worth the $7 and it's worth your time. Like, hands down, absolutely. And if you're not comfortable with doing anything beyond that, fine. Like that's totally okay. But I think just the value of that, and I think that that going through that 15-day challenge, I think, is going to tell you whether or not this is really something that's, you're going to be, you really want to do, right? Like, it may not just be your natural. Like for me, I'm an engineer. Like, farthest thing from my mind was marketing. And then I went through it and I thought, you know what, I can do that. I have some ideas on that. Like, yeah, absolutely. I can put in the hard work and do it. So I think it comes from do I want to change my life? Do I want to create something for myself? And am I capable of, am I dedicated to myself? Am I going to be true to myself, that I will follow through and I will actually do what's necessary to put in that work? So I think if you can answer yes to those questions, Legendary is a no-brainer investing in that, because yeah, the sheer amount of value that you get out of learning, not just affiliate marketing. I mean, that's not all that Legendary is about. I mean, just, I could take what I know right now and go make money online in 100 different ways, because I've learned kind of the basics of how to do that. So that alone is just incredible. So yeah, anyone that's on the fence, I say, if I would love to be able to reach into someone's head and see how dedicated are they, right? Like, I can't tell you that, yeah, if you're, you feel like you're wanting to do this and then you get into it and you just kind of lose all feeling for it, and I can't say that. But if you really think you can follow through, if you think, this is really something you want to do, I think it's crazy to not do it. I mean, if you want to change your life, I think Legendary for me, I can speak from personal experience. It has blown me away, and it has given me more value. I think I will easily be able to look back at, this turning point in my life at Legendary and say, this is what created, my future. Like this was the change for me. So personal experience, again, I'm biased too, because it was great for me. But I think if people are dedicated, if people really want to change, I think it can do the exact same thing for them. I mean, I know it can. You just have to be willing to be uncomfortable, learn, change, adjust, and put in some hard work. But absolutely go for it. Like, I tell as many people, I got a buddy that's kind of stubborn. I'm like, just go do it. Just go do it. Like, what are you waiting for, man? Just like, come on. And it's fine. If you don't want to do it, it's fine. But I tell people about it all the time. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Well, that's great when you can recommend something to actual friends and family, not because you're trying to make a buck off them, but because you actually
want to see him succeed. I want to like, dude, this is a great opportunity for you.
Yeah.
Go do it. Absolutely. I've told, a lot of people, and what they do with it, it's on them. But
well, that's always the case, right? I mean, sometimes we want things more for people than they want them for themselves, which I've experienced. And I mean, I've been on the other side of that too. I mean, there's been times in my life where people have wanted things more for me than I've wanted them for myself. But over the last 10 years of being in this industry, I can say more than not, I've wanted things for people oftentimes more than they wanted it for themselves. And I just, if they saw themselves the way that I saw them and the way that I saw their potential,
right,
they would absolutely be taking opportunity by the horns and running with it. And I say there's a phrase that I used, which is taking a leap of faith, right? Mm-hmm. And I think everything in life requires that to a certain extent. And when you've got enough people around you, which I think we do here at Legendary, saying, come on, man, jump. It's okay. You're good, dude. When you got enough people around you saying jump, then and if you don't jump, then that's between you and God or whoever you kind of roll with, right? I mean, because I think the biggest thing that we all fear is, at the end of our time, regret. What opportunities did I not take? What things did I not say? What dreams did I not pursue? And I know for me, I'm trying to avoid those regrets and live every day out to its fullest and seize every opportunity that makes sense without getting too much shiny object syndrome.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but yeah.
But I think you're right about the follow through, man. I mean, it's a great perspective. It's like, don't just do this if you are somebody who starts everything and you finish nothing. But if you're ready to start and dig in and follow through, and that doesn't mean you have to change your whole life. It really doesn't. It just means that you're going to have a commitment of consistency, and even know that if you walk away from it for a month like you did, you can come back to it. It's not like the end of the world, like, oh my God, I failed. Right. I love that point. You can come back to it, but success usually is a slow growth thing. Absolutely. It's usually a slow growth thing.
Yeah. I mean, for just TikTok alone, it took me until I really started taking it serious, but it took time. Like, it just took time to build up. And that was kind of one of the first things that I really struggled with was, like, I mean, everyone struggles with this, right? Just that nagging thought in the back of your head. Like, I know I see other people doing it, but they must be more special than me. They must know more than I do. And
yeah,
I'm going to fail because I failed in the past. And I struggled with that, but I was just like, all right, whatever, just keep going. And then I'd see a little bit more progress. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And it's just a slow grind, but honestly, it doesn't feel slow now that I'm where I'm at. I look back and I'm like, that wasn't that slow. Like,
yeah,
that wasn't that hard.
6 months. Yeah. 6 months to really feel like you're comfortable and have some results to show for your work and all that. I think this is one of my secrets to success, and I feel like it's a secret to other success who are successful, is to be in competition with yourself.
Yeah.
And not others.
Not others. That's, yeah, definitely not others.
You know what I mean? Because man, that comparisonitis is a plague, and when you get it, it's hard to get rid of it. But if you can just be in competition with yourself, how can I? It in competition for me at this point looks like not how can I go so much bigger, do so much better, but how can I just keep up the streak? How can I be somebody who's successful over a long period of time versus somebody who just shoots straight up to the moon, comes down, which is so many people's story who are successful. It's just a little kind of blip in the radar. It's kind of like some of these cryptos, they go, whoa, and then they go, bam. Whereas, you know, I want to be that rock that just kind of climbs slowly over time. And just, man, to me, that is everything, man.
Yeah. I know. And it's, we all want to get there yesterday, right? Like,
yeah,
I get it. But yeah, it's foolish to like think that I should compare myself to someone that's been doing this for 5 years or 10 years. Again, it just goes back to like, you're building all this foundation, you're building so much. And as you go, you just build on top of it and build on top of it. And it makes absolutely no sense that I could build the same amount of foundation, that do that same amount of work. I'm just not physically capable as a human being, right? So it's so easy to get wrapped up really quickly into what other people are doing. But like you said, it's just compete with yourself, compete with like, how can I do better than what I did yesterday? Or, you know, how can I just keep this going? Like I'm seeing this success, so I can keep doing this success. And then how do I add a little bit more and a little bit more? And when you do that, and that's all you focus on, that's really where, for me, that's where I've seen all of my success and my I guess, focus, you know, like it's easy to get distracted. And when you kind of shift that and you shift your brain into thinking like, okay, how am I going to do better than what I was? And then next thing you know, I'm like, wow, I just got a lot accomplished. Because I decided to just sit down and again, compete with myself, like where I'm really truly look at where I'm at and where I need to go, and quit forgetting about everything else that's going on around me, you know, everyone else. And you can
easily do that by stop looking at them. You know, that's one thing to do. We kind of trick ourselves and manipulate ourselves. Oh, I'm doing research. No, you're not. You're comparing. But I wanted to share this, then we'll wrap up because I know you're busy. And I've got a call at 11, but I wanted to say this, you know, recovering from drug addiction, being in recovery like I am, you know, there's some days that you just want to give up and go get high, right? And usually that happens earlier in recovery, but it can happen later too. I mean, there's been some days that I'm so stressed, I'm like, damn, I could just smoke a big old doobie right now or whatever, which no, it wasn't particularly my drug of choice, but would likely lead me to other things, right? Because of my addictive personality and my need for extremes, you know. But, you know, some days the best you can do is just hold on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not use today.
Right.
And I feel like the same principle applies to your business, because some days the best you can do is just not quit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just don't quit
That's
today.
Real true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's kind, and I've lived by that principle so many days over the past decade in recovery. Is I'm just, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna stay clean for the rest of my life. I don't know if what next year, next month. I just know that today I'm not gonna give up.
Right.
I'm not gonna give up today, and I'll let tomorrow deal with tomorrow. And then usually tomorrow comes and I say, well, I'm just not going to give up today. And that's where that sort of one day at a time, which you originally heard in Alcoholics Anonymous, has translated over to the other 400 or 500 other 12-step programs that exist in the world. Because after a bunch of days of saying, not today, just for today, where you look back and you're like, shit, I've been clean for 10 freaking years. Or in the case of your business, it's like, holy shit, I've been doing this for, 2 years now or 6 months. And in some of those days where I made the decision in the morning that I wasn't going to give up, I actually did some shit that day and was productive. And then that builds and that builds and that builds. And it's just, to me, I love simplicity. It's taken me many years to really embrace simplicity. I always wanted to overcomplicate and overthink things, but the simplicity in that principle that kind of I just laid out and also I live by is so powerful. So powerful. And it's literally something that's helped me get results. It's not just a philosophy that I like to talk about, so, and I can see that you're doing that too. You're practicing, that resonates with you. And congrats on that, my brother. Congrats on your follow through. Congrats on your attitude. Tell your father if he's still around.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome job. I can say the same thing for my dad. Gave me some great principles growing up, and keep up the great work. And please come back and keep us updated on your journey. And I look forward to helping you any way that I possibly can in the future. All right. So don't be afraid to reach out to me as well.
Definitely. I appreciate that. And I definitely love to come back. And yeah, it's kind of a dream come true, just building all this and doing it. So
cool, man.
It's been a great ride.
All right, Garrett. Well, keep it up, brother. All right. And I'll talk to you soon.
All righty.
All right, my friends, get out of here. Have a great day. That was an awesome conversation. A lot of nuggets, a lot of inspiration in there. And if you're looking for something to do and you're feeling, compelled to maybe go and waste time and compare or whatever, I'd give that one a re-listen maybe over the next couple of days or this weekend, because there was a lot of nuggets in there. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Be legendary, and invest in yourself, because you're worth it. Even if you don't do it here, it's not going to change our lives. If one or two or all of you decide to go somewhere else and invest in your education or whatever. But my main message as we wrap up is that you're worth it. You're worth it to invest in yourself and to give yourself the gift of education and growth, and as you likely have done for many other people throughout your life. All right. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Be well. Get the hell out of here. Have a great day. Peace.